Everybody talks about eating less and moving more, but what about those underrated tactics that people use to take burning fat from a daily struggle to a lifestyle that feels effortless? In this video, I'm breaking down and I'm ranking 5 underrated tactics to get lean from some of YouTube's leanest physiques, so you can get lean without the gym bro routine. Now we've got Brandon, one half of the Buff Dudes, and we're scoring today's underrated tactics based on 3 categories. 1. Game changers. These are the top life-altering strategies that deliver huge results. And 2. Solid helpers. These tactics work well, but they're more of a gentle push. And 3. Unreliable. Tactics that sound promising, but require very specific circumstances to deliver results. Now, Brandon's been weighing in a little heavier than usual to give himself a reality check.
I wanted to try more of a physical experiment. What would it actually feel like if you weighed 100 pounds more than what you're typically used to? So I decided to put on a 100-pound weight vest to go about my day-to-day activities to see how difficult it actually was.
Wow, 100 pounds extra? That is no joke. And even though taking out the trash is a little more tiring than usual, he's really doing it to understand the physical limitations of working out when you're carrying this much more weight. And the results?
As the workout progressed, reality started to set in. I felt more and more fatigued, finding myself sitting down between sets just to catch my breath. My mind wasn't on the workout, but how uncomfortable I was with the weight I was carrying around. Every movement felt like a chore, and all I could think about is how I wanted it to be over.
Even as a buff dude, this workout was brutal. And why? He needed way more breaks, because his cardiovascular system just couldn't keep up with the muscular fatigue. And secondly, what's usually an empowering mirror-flexing workout turned into pure struggle mode with him thinking, when is this hell just gonna end? And 3, needing to sit down constantly. Total ego crusher. It left him feeling demotivated and pretty damn useless. And this means dragging yourself back for another workout, it becomes crazy hard. And that's exactly why starting and sticking with a fitness journey can feel so brutal. But the value in experiences like this, they can be a wake-up call for where you came from. And they fire up your commitment to stay lean. I tell all my clients to throw on a weighted vest or a weighted backpack and go through the fat loss flashback protocol. Step 1, prepare your weights check. Just load up a vest or a backpack with the weight that you've lost. Step 2, just go about your day. Just wear it for a few hours and do your daily activities and feel the difference. Step 3, actually reflect on the struggle. Just notice how this extra weight zaps your energy and makes everything in your day just more difficult. And step 4, the weight check workout. Wrap up the day with a simple workout to drive home how far you've actually come. Here's a quick example, because even a short circuit like this is no joke. I have my clients hit 3 rounds of 4 exercises, back to back with 40 seconds of work followed by 20 seconds of rest. So simple, 40 seconds of squats, then 40 seconds of push-ups, then 40 seconds of reverse lunges, then 40 seconds of a plank, all with that extra weight. This simple experiment reinforces why staying lean is so worth it, and it makes you deeply appreciate how far you've come. But it can only land in the solid helper tier, because let's be real, we're human, and 7 days later, we often need another reminder. Now we've got 2 doctors, one with a Western approach and one with an Eastern approach, and they're both telling us to stop playing with it if we want to get leaner, or as the kids call it, no fap.
But a lot of people will misinform people and say, oh, you're going to have a higher testosterone, you're going to have all these physiologic changes, which have not been borne out in literature.
What Dr. Malik is breaking down is this one study that keeps getting twisted. In the study, they had just 10 guys that abstained from ejaculating for 21 days. Sure, they saw a tiny bump in testosterone, but guess what? The increase was so small, it didn't matter. It was totally within daily normal fluctuations. And to top it all off, the results couldn't be replicated. But then, Dr. K comes in with a different perspective.
So there are a lot of traditions that abstain from sexual activity. If we don't have any evidence for something, why do so many people believe it?
This is where it gets interesting. We might not have direct scientific proof linking nofap to getting leaner, but there's no denying that thousands of guys are seeing benefits. So there's something that we need to unpack.
I think nofap is kind of a way to wrestle with any kind of behavioral control. I don't have anything to do anything today, so I'm going to jerk off, and then I have no meaning, no purpose, no dopamine, so I'm just like stuck in this cycle. So they want to break the cycle.
And this nails the reason why nofap seems to help guys get leaner. It's about taking control of your life. Because when you do that, short-term gratification seems far less appealing. And those quick dopamine hits from fapping, they just don't have the same effect anymore. Just check out this comment on that video. I did it. Changed my body, lost weight, gained muscle, started working out, started on my side job, not taking crap from people, and laser focused. So if you're someone that struggles to stay focused on long-term goals, who gets easily distracted, or keeps falling off the fitness wagon, working on delaying short-term gratification could be the key to resetting your dopamine pathways. But there is a ginormous red flag.
So when you white knuckle and actually crack at the end, the body jumps straight to level 10. Internally, biologically, physiologically, where if you resist an addiction and then you cave at the end, the body is like, hey, there's no point messing around with the early stages. Let's just go to hard withdrawal way faster.
Basically, if you're going all in on total abstinence and you keep failing, it can backfire big time because your brain learns to punish you harder, making those dopamine hits way more intense and way tougher to resist. So push yourself, but be realistic. Otherwise, you can be training your body to crave dopamine even more. And if you're ready to crush your fitness goals and get in your best shape ever, I've got your back. Just grab my free do-it-yourself program linked below. 60 ways in 60 days to get lean without the gym bro routine. Or if you're ready to guarantee your results and work with me personally one-to-one, hit the link in the description below. Sure, you'll hear plenty of success stories with this, but that's classic survivorship bias. For every win, there are a ton of guys who've had this backfire into a full-blown dopamine disaster. And that's why this tactic, it lands straight in the unreliable tier. Now we've got Chris Williamson. And he's got a secret tactic that he uses with all of his fitness guests, just to check he's working out just right.
You only had 10 exercises for the rest of time. That's all you have in your library to stay as muscular as possible. Give me the list. You have 10 exercises that you can do for the rest of your life in order to maintain as good of a physique as you can. Let's say that for the rest of time, you only had 10 exercises to hold on to and grow as much muscle as you could. What would you choose and why?
So yeah, that was Chris Bumstead, Ryan Terry, and Phil Heath, all champion physique builders. But here's the thing, this is what Chris is actually focused on in his workouts.
Here, Lift ATX, which is my favorite place to spend a Saturday morning and has been for 2.5 years since I moved to Austin.
That is the key right there. Chris said every Saturday for 2.5 years. How would he do that every Saturday if he didn't actually enjoy it? It's not about getting the optimal workout from the best 10 exercises. It's the environment, the vibe, and just the pure feeling he gets from going there. And what's that one thing you always hear from everyone in great shape? Consistency. Meanwhile, what's the most Googled question from people struggling to lose weight? What's the best exercise to lose belly fat? People in great shape prioritize enjoyment, while those Googling how to get in great shape often search for optimal. So what's the real plan? It's about finding a weekly environment that you love. Something that makes you feel 10 out of 10 excited to show up. Are you more chill? Well, set up a sauna and cold plunge session you can't wait for. Or have you got demons to slay? Get a boxing trainer and smash those pads every Saturday. Or need a social boost? Join a local park run or a group 5K. Or thrive on competition? Try CrossFit or an Orange Theory workout. This habit of enjoyment and consistency over optimizing, 100% underrated and absolutely essential if you want to get and stay lean, straight into the game changer tier. And if you're new here, my name is Tim. I'm a food scientist and personal trainer, now based in Austin, Texas. I specialize in helping guys hit 10% body fat without letting fitness take over their life. So subscribe for more, or if you're interested in one-to-one coaching from me, head to my website. Now we've got Laird Hamilton, real life Baywatch legend who does stuff like this before breakfast. But trust me, the guy knows a thing or two about taking care of his body.
Well, also you have an educated palate that's been educated in deception. If you drink a soda every day, your level of sweetness is at a level where something that isn't even compared, you can't even drink things that aren't, what sweet is for you isn't what actually sweet is.
Laird's calling out the real danger of living off hyperpalatable foods. Our bodies adapt to everything, including our taste buds. If you're used to drinking a soda that is 10 out of 10 on the sweetness scale, then a 5 out of 10 natural strawberry, it doesn't taste sweet at all, even though it's packed full of glucose and fructose. But it's not just soda that we're talking about. If your day looks like this, with low-calorie, high-protein French toast in the morning, a Ninja Creamy for lunch, and a low-calorie, high-protein Pete Zuki for dinner, all made with stevia, xanthan gum, and topped off with zero-calorie sauces, you're short-circuiting your brain's natural palate response. And now everything that's truly natural tastes bland. But not every natural whole food tastes bland. Here's the trick. Quality matters. Studies show that tomatoes with the highest nutrient density also taste the best. So for the natural stuff on your menu, buy high quality produce. It's a flavor and nutrition win-win. If you're drowning everything in zero-cal sauces or just loading up on stevia, you'll be stuck doing that forever. That's why I always tell my clients, go ahead, enjoy your high protein French toast, but make sure to balance it out with some whole unprocessed foods. And you can make them even more delicious with a simple food matrix like this. And if you want your own tasty whole food matrix, grab it from the free do-it-yourself program linked below. This is a super underrated tactic to make sure your body doesn't forget what real food tastes like, but your palate naturally drifts slowly, little by little over time. And that's why the palate reset, it lands in the solid helpers tier. Effective, but totally depends on what you've been eating. And now it's my turn. And I've got something up my sleeve you'd never guess with 100 tries. This can be misogi, or this can be misogi, and even this can be misogi. Traditionally, misogi is a Japanese purification ritual, involving immersion in natural elements like cold water to cleanse the body. And today, it's been adopted by the fitness and the self-development world. It's now about choosing a once-a-year incredibly tough challenge to push you out of your comfort zone. But we're talking about a challenge so tough that it comes with a real risk of failure. So it drives you to push past your limits and ignites that spark for continuous growth. It's life-changing. Here's 2 annual misogi ideas for beginners, intermediates, and advanced. For beginners, the bodyweight 100. 100 reps of squats, lunges, push-ups, crunches, and burpees, however long it takes. Or a sunrise to sunset step count. 30,000 steps in one day. Exploring new places from dawn until dusk. Or intermediate level misogi, like an adventure race. Sign up for a Tough Mudder or a Spartan race to put your grit and endurance to the test. Or take on an 8-hour hike with increasing elevation. And what about advanced level misogi? Do a 100,000 pound lift session. Hit a cumulative total of 100,000 pounds in one epic workout session with deadlifts, squats, bench press, and rows, or even a weighted marathon. Walk or run a full 26.2 miles wearing a 20 to 30 pound weighted vest, battling through physical and mental exhaustion. An annual misogi, it's not like the fat loss flashback reminder that fades after 1 week. No, this is a reminder that sticks, and that's why the annual misogi is landing straight in the game changer tier. And for more coaching tips, watch my video here.